They rank number 2 out of 156 party list groups. Let us discuss this issue with our three experts here. Opening statement, we'd like to ask, first opening statement, Attorney Mr. Ronald Cardema, Chairman and Founder of Duterte Youth Party List. Congratulations, kamusta na kayo?
Good morning po, sir. Alam nyo, masabi ko sa inyo, minsan lang tayo magkaroon ng katunayan na mayroong demokrasya sa bansa. Minsan abusado ang gobyerno, pero every 3 years tayo ay tinatawag sa ating mga presinto para bumoto. Ang sinasabi ng ating gobyerno, sanctity of the ballot, napaka-importante ng kada isang boto. Ang inyong Duterte Youth Party List po ay ibinoto nung isang linggo ng lampas 2 milyong mga Pilipino. Pag tiningnan nyo yung local absentee voting ng ating mga pulis at sundalo, ang number 1 ibinoto ng ating mga tropa ng gobyerno, Duterte Youth Party List. Pag tiningnan ninyo yung boto ng ating mga OFWs, kahit saan pa yan, Amerika, Canada, Hong Kong, Singapore, UAE, Saudi Arabia, England, France, kahit saan, Duterte Youth Party List po ang binoto ng ating mga OFWs. At dito sa Pilipinas, lampas 2 milyon ang nagtitiwala na nung Lunes, mapoproklama ang kanilang binoto Duterte Youth Party List. Gaano kadami yung 2 milyon? Yung nagrally sa Iglesia ni Cristo noong 1 taon sa Luneta, isama mo pa yung nagrally kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte nung meeting de avance niya noong 2016. Lampas ganun karaming pinagsama. Tiwala at bumoto sa Duterte Youth Party List. Bakit kami na duly elected by the Filipino people ay hindi pinoproklama ni Chairman George Garcia? Nung araw ng proklamasyon, nandun na kami nung tanghali, sinabihan kami through email. Ang sabi, nakalagay lang, isang sentence lang actually nag-explain. Due to serious allegations, grave allegations, in 2019, yung aming proclamation will be on hold. Serious pala yun eh, no 2019 pa, ba't di nyo pa niresolve noong 2019? Yung huling hearing noong 2019 rin, hindi na kami pinatawag kahit kailan, lampas kalahating dekada na. At masabi ko sa inyo, yung nagkaso sa amin, Kabataan Party List, sinabihan kami kahapon ng NTF-ELCAC, kinasuhan rin nila ng cancellation of registration at disqualification. Ang Kabataan Party List noong 2021 at yung Gabriela noong 2019 hanggang ngayon pending pa rin. Ang nagkaso, isipin nyo nakalagay, Government of the Republic of the Philippines through NTF-ELCAC and the Office of the Solicitor General. Lahat sila nakapirma doon sa kaso na yun. Pending pa rin, pero bakit ganon? Pareho kaming pending. Yung sa kanila mas seryoso kasi binabanggit yung mga pangalan ng miyembro nilang napatay bilang terorista. Yung sa amin napakawalang kwenta. Bakit pareho kami? Hindi equal yung treatment. Bakit sila may proklamasyon? Kami wala. Kaya masabi ko sa inyo, biglaan na lang nanawagan si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos kahapon na lahat ng secretary at secretary level at heads of agency ay mag-resign. Anong sabi ng Pangulong Bongbong Marcos? Ayaw na ng tao ng politicking. Gusto aksyon. Sa dami na nire-raise ni Attorney Respicio na mga problema sa COMELEC, bakit hindi yun ang aksyonan? Bakit namumuliti ka pa? Sila ang namimili. Discretion nila kung sinong ipoproclaim nila sa mga duly elected winners. Kaya masabi ko sa inyo, bago nagalit si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at kanina 40 na yung nag-resign. Ang sabi ni George Garcia kahapon, hindi po ako kasali dyan dahil Constitutional Commission kami. Kasali po si Civil Service Commission Chairperson, Attorney Marilyn Baruayap sa nag-resign. Constitutional Commission rin yon. Bakit hindi mo samahan? Bakit hindi ka manindigan sa wisdom ng nag-appoint sa'yo na gusto na walang ahensyang namumuliti ka ngayon at ikaw ang huling namuliti ka bago nagalit ang presidente ng Pilipinas? Yun po ang ating statement.
Thank you very much, Chairman Ronald Cardema of the Duterte Party List. Paki-ready lang mga questions natin. Later, he will answer all your questions. Next, we'd like to invite to speak Attorney Ferdy Topacio, legal counsel at defender ng many famous legal cases. Attorney Ferdy Topacio.
Yes, thank you, Boss Wilson. It's always good to be here at the 86-year-old Kamuning Bakery Ika-clarify ko lang po ha, hindi kasi edad ni Boss Wilson yung Kamuning Bakery. Oh. Mas matanda yata si Boss Wilson. Bilo lang. Anyway, I am here. And Hello. Hello. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. By the way, I'd like to acknowledge also my good friend, my client. I'm here as one of the lawyers of the Duterte Party List, the late Chairman Ronald Cardema. Na-late kasi siya eh. And of course, my idol. And ina-acknowledge ko, mas magandang lalaki ito sa akin. Si Attorney Harold Respicio, whom I finally got to meet for the first time. Kaya fanboying ako ngayon eh. Anyway, levity aside, I'm here not only as lawyer for Duterte Youth, but to protest against what to me is the most politicized commission on elections in the history of this country. I've always said it was a bad idea na yung abogado ng Pangulo ang i-appoint bilang chairman ng COMELEC. Bakit? Because we lawyers, alam ni Attorney Harold yan, we are bound by a certain set of principles, one of which is conflict of interest. You cannot go against a client even after the lawyer-client relationship has ended. And that's the bedrock principle. Sagrado po sa mga abogado yan. E paano si George Garcia? He was very active as an election lawyer. Ang dami niya naging kliyente, not only the president. How is he going to deal with the situation when a former client goes before the Commission on Elections, which he has? Kahit mag-inhibit na siya, sabihin natin mag-recuse siya sa proceedings, there will always be a cloud. Number two, yung mga actuations po ng ating COMELEC, sad to say, do not inspire confidence. Hindi lamang yung Duterte Youth, alam na natin, ano? Kung nandoon naman po sa petition at nasabi na ni Chairman yung lack of due process. Kasi nasa Omnibus Election Code, totoo naman po, you can suspend a proclamation. But only when evidence is strong. Pag sinabi mong suspended ang proclamation, when evidence of guilt is strong, you have to state the law violated and the facts that led you to conclude that evidence of guilt is strong. That is an integral part of the due process clause of the Constitution. You have to be informed. The law must inform you, it must hear you before it condemns you. Dito walang hearing. And the suspension is not even based on strong evidence as provided for in the law. It is based on serious allegations. Allegations. Sinabi na ng ating Korte Suprema, accusation is not synonymous with guilt. Serious allegations? Are you effing kidding me? Etong kasama natin sa SMNI, sinabi ko, oy, rapist ito. Is that not a serious allegation? Nasaan ang proof ko? O ito, mamamatay tao ito, murderer. That is a serious allegation. Where is my proof? Ibig mo sabihin, he will have to face the consequences of the allegation just because it is serious. Plus, yung equal protection clause, persons similarly situated must be similarly treated. Diba yung sa Akbayan, Gabriela? Serious allegations, recruitment para sa insurgency movement, armed insurgency kasi government, pinapatay na pulis sa sundalo, nagre-recruit ka, pati yung recruit na papatay. Hindi mo maseryoso yun? O bakit hindi suspend? The allegations are serious and the allegations were made by agencies of the government such as the NTF, LCAC, and the Office of the Solicitor General. Di ba maseryoso yun? Suspend mo rin, di ba? O, yan ang nangyayari. Aside from Duterte Youth, ang daming kapwitan na ginagawa ng ating COMELEC. Ito na lang. Ito, prime example. This good-looking guy beside me. He was ranting and raving about a defect in the process. Yung pagkonekta ng counting machine. Anong ginawa? Instead of addressing the concern, pinagdidimanda. Yung ba attitude ng COMELEC? Kinasuhan, pinadidisbar, pinatatanggal as a certified public accountant. O, pinapadisqualify pa. Pero, yung sinasabi niyang problema na dapat huwag i-connecta, sinunod ng COMELEC, di ba? Sinunod. O anong problema mo, Mr. Garcia? Susundin mo, ba't dinimanda mo? Tama naman pala. That is an explicit admission that he was right. Why is he facing charges? Why is he facing disqualification based on alleged fake news? O bakit ganun? O ito pa ha, kita nyo kung anong double standard ng COMELEC. Sa Negros Oriental, si Janice Digamo, sapagkat kaalyado ng gobyerno, di ba? Saan ka nakakita? Iniimbestigahan ng Department of Justice yung murder ng asawa. Dapat quasi-judicial yung stand ng DOJ pag preliminary investigation. Iimbitahin mo sa party sa Malacanang yung widow kasama yung presidente. Ang presidente, alter ego niya yung DOJ. O, paano mong papafine si Tevez na walang probable cause? Nakikihalubilo ka doon sa complainant. Etong Negros Oriental, baka hindi nyo alam, pero hindi ina-adoption na ng COMELEC. Si Janice Digamo, mayor ng Pamplona, nasa 1st District. Tumakbo siyang congressman ng 2nd District. We all know that before you can run for Congress in a district, you have to be a resident there for at least 1 year. Paano yung mayor ng bayan na nasa 1st District, residente ng 2nd District? O di ba? Ibig mo sabihin, hindi siya residente ng 1st District, paano siya naging mayor doon? Wala siya ron. May disqualification, inaksyonan ba? Wala. Yun, obvious. Factual. The facts are not disputed. Dinisqualify ba? Hindi. Di ba? Yan ang problema sa COMELEC. In closing, the COMELEC should be the agency of the government which was elevated to a constitutional level. Kaya nga impeachable lang yan eh. May independence, 7-year term. Hindi pwedeng tanggalin. Elevated to the rank of a constitutional body in order for it to be able to accurately ascertain the will of the people. The will of the people. Because sovereignty resides in the people and all government authority emanates from them. The COMELEC cannot substitute its discretion for the will of the people. Hindi pwedeng sila nagsasabi ng will. 2 milyon, hindi mo puproklama. Nanalo. Vice Mayor, will of the people, di mo puproklama. Hindi pwede yun. The spring cannot rise higher than the source. Ang source ng power ng COMELEC is the sovereign will. When you become the obstacle to implementing the sovereign will, ikaw na ang may problema. Hindi na yung taong bayan. So it should serve as a wake-up call to the COMELEC, including the call of the President para mag-resign yung gabinete. I am still skeptical about that move actually, kung talagang sincere. Actually, there is such a credibility gap between the President now and the people na kapag sinabi ni Pangulong Marcos, ngayon ay Biyernes, baka i-fact check mo pa sa Google. Ganon katindi ang credibility gap ng Pangulo. Tignan natin kung sinong i-retain niya. Tignan natin kung yung mga weaponized na agencies like the Department of Justice, blatant. Yan Department of Justice, na-normalize na niya ng warrantless arrest. Hindi lang kay Pangulong Duterte. Abuse of the implementation of a search warrant sa Kingdom of Jesus Christ. Doon sa Tevez. Cassandra Leong, inamin in a case that we have. Kino-process sa amin ko yung NBI agent, inamin niya. Walang warrant, wala silang copy ng warrant, walang pinakitang warrant. Nag-obey sila sa order ng direktor na arestuhin si Cassandra Leong at i-detain ng 5 araw sa NBI without a warrant issued by a court. Ang hawak nila yung detention order ng House of Representatives, in which case it should have been turned over immediately to the House. Anong dahilan nila? Wala doon mapag-turn over. 5 araw, walang tao sa House of Representatives, hindi mo ma-turn over yung tao. That's arbitrary detention, that's a criminal offense. Pero normal na. Tignan natin kung i-retain nila si Boying Rebulla na ginawang blunt weapon ng administrasyon for the persecution of its political enemies. Tignan natin. Depende sa i-retain ng Pangulo, makikita natin yung kanyang sincerity. Tingnan natin kung mariretain si Larry Gadon, Presidential Advisor for Poverty Alleviation, under whose watch self-rated hunger and self-rated poverty soared to record highs. Tingnan natin. Tingnan natin kung mariretain yung sa agriculture. Na nagkakandaloko-loko yung supply ng basic commodity which is rice. Tingnan natin kung sinong mariretain, kung sinong hindi. Then, we will pass judgment. At pag hindi pa naayos ng Pangulo ito, ito na naman, baka last opportunity na niya to regain whatever shred of credibility he has left. Whatever prestige the Marcos name has left. Tingnan natin kung kakayanin niya. I give him the benefit of the doubt, but I doubt the benefit. Thank you.
Wow. Opening salvo pa lang yan.